there's a lot of people of Afro descent here in the state of Florida who kind of feel like Republicans and people like you are not necessarily, especially Black Christians, the Black church, feel like you're not interested in their economic state, in their civil rights, in the economic development of Black communities, like, let's say, Miami Gardens, which is the largest African American municipality in the state of Florida. What do you have to say to the Black church and to
Yeah.
that Black conservative Democrat who is
Well, I would
thinking
say
about you? Yeah.
yeah. Well, first, I think it might be true that some people in my party haven't done that, and for reasons you'll have to ask them. It certainly is not true about me. My
Yes.
interest in issues that affect the African American communities go well beyond my time in the Senate. Going back to my time in the Florida House when I was Speaker of the House. I mean, as Speaker, we started the Council on Black Men and Boys because we were deeply concerned about the large number of African American males that weren't going to college and instead of going to prison. We were worried about some of the things we were seeing there.
Mm.
We modeled the Harlem's Children's Zone and brought it to Miami. It's now expanded to Orlando and into Jacksonville under the notion and belief that we wanted to create areas where we could prove that every child can learn if given the opportunities and if we could confront the underlying conditions in their lives. Throughout my race for presidency, I consistently spoke about, even in the middle of a Republican primary, I consistently spoke about the distrust that exists in many communities in this country between law enforcement and minority communities, and explain to people why, whether you agree with that sentiment or not, we have to deal with it because of a significant percentage of the American family feels that way. Then it's an issue we have to confront. I've talked about personal friends and interaction that I've had that has shown this to me, and so I'm very proud of. And I'm more happy to talk about where I come from, but it goes deeper than that. I just don't think we as a country can fulfill our potential if you have a significant percentage of the American families. It feels like the American dream either doesn't speak to them or is unavailable to people like them because of the color of their skin or what zip code they live in. And I would just add to that one of the reasons why I support school choice, which disproportionately is benefiting Hispanics and African Americans, including many in my own community, is because I understand that the only parents in America who don't get to choose where their kids go to school are poor parents. I think we also can't ignore, you mentioned Miami Gardens, we have a very vibrant African American business class, middle class, and beyond, who are also deeply interested in the economic well-being of our state and our country, who are paying the same taxes and are impacted by the same regulations and are held back by the same big government programs that are hurting the entire economy, including theirs. So all these issues, I think, obviously, as Americans, African Americans care about all the issues that impact our country. And then, depending on the community, there might be some specific and individual issues, which I'm familiar with firsthand. And a lot of this stuff is not from the last 2 months. It's from the last 10 years of my public service.
Yeah, yeah.